Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Jabroni Drive. And for all you jabronis today, we have the brand new Amazon exclusive. And you're gonna see why I'm really disappointed about this, but we got RKO, the Legend Killer, Randy Orton Evolution Edition. Now look at this packaging here that they sent me. Look at the packaging. Can you see this packaging? It's destroyed. Amazon exclusive, destroyed packaging. Like, what is this? Like, what do you think this is? What do you think? I do like to keep the boxes, mind you. So I'm gonna have to buy a box from somebody off of eBay eventually. But how could they do this to RXR? After everything I've done for them. But it doesn't matter, because we're still gonna unbox RKO Randall Keith Orton here. So let's go to work. Now as you can see here, Randy Orton packaging, absolutely obliterated. Absolutely destroyed. Now this is God, I always think it's an NXT fan takeover, but it's just a fan takeover figure. We got Randy Orton here, crappy Amazon packaging. I don't know what their problem is. Got Intercontinental Champion Randy. Now what's it say on the back? We got 6'5", the blue-eyed. Okay, seriously though, we got 6'5", St. Louis, Missouri, RKO, WWE Champion, former World Heavyweight Champion. Now what does Randy Orton have to say? He doesn't have nothing to say, but what do they have to say about Randy Orton here? The rivalry between Randy Orton and Mick Foley had simmered to a boil, meaning that this took place around WrestleMania 20, after Randy Orton had beat RVD for the Intercontinental Championship, which at the time, I was high on RVD, so I didn't like Randy Orton right away, but I didn't like RVD right away either. I was a Jeff Hardy guy, and they faced each other at Invasion, and then I was like, who the hell is this RVD guy think he is? And I was like, okay, RVD's actually awesome. Just like Randy, I was like, who the hell is Randy? Just beating RVD for the Intercontinental title. But then eventually he was cool. After pretty much right around this time, he's going to take on Foley at Backlash, right? And then he's going to have that epic hardcore match. You know, before we had the lame Extreme Rules match where they started naming everything after everything else. But we had the awesome hardcore matchup, and then I was pretty much high on Randy after that. But then, anyways, let's continue on here. After the youngest member of Evolution had beaten, battered, and embarrassed the hardcore legend, the two had a date with Destiny at WrestleMania 20, along with a few friends as Evolution battled the Rock and Sock Connection. I remember, man, Randy and Mick Foley, like when he spit in Foley's face, dude, that seemed like serious business. But anyways, as you can see here, you had your choice. Well, I never vote on these. I don't know who votes on these, how you vote on them, but WrestleMania 20 overwhelmingly won. So this is the Rock and Sock Connection match, handicap match. Rock and Sock Connection versus Flair, Batista, Orton, Evolution. Then we have WrestleMania 33, which I believe that's the one where he faces Bray Wyatt. Is that it? He faces Bray Wyatt for the World Heavyweight Championship, where AJ dropped the title at Royal Rumble to John Cena. John Cena dropped the title to Bray Wyatt at Elimination Chamber. Or maybe it was Fastlane, I don't know, it was one of those. And then at WrestleMania, Randy Orton beat for Bray Wyatt. And then all of a sudden, Randy beat Bray Wyatt. And then the next thing you know, Jinder Mahal beats, like, they were hot potatoing the heck out of that title back then. And then Shinsuke Nakamura, you think he's going to win the title, and he doesn't. And then you had an opportunity to get yourself a current Randy Orton, Royal Rumble 2024, but I'm pretty sure we're getting a current Randy Orton Ultimate Edition anyways, so it does not even matter. But with that being said, let's take Randall out the package. This is what you're getting. This is what you're getting right here. Now, as you can see here, the plastic's pretty much in a lot better condition than the box is, but it's still kind of beat up a little bit. I don't know what they did. They probably smashed a whole bunch of these if they smashed that one. Maybe they smashed it mailing it. I don't know. Alright, now right here you have him. You have your Ultimate Edition 2003 Intercontinental Champion, where we are in the middle of feud with Foley. Intercontinental Champion Randy Orton. Man, like, it seems like just yesterday he debuted. He was like young. He wasn't a top guy. He was with H. He was with Evolution. And look at this. It's like a whole different Randall. He doesn't have the sleeves yet. He just has the basic shoulder and wrist tattoos and a smaller version of the back tattoo. Even this tattoo might not even be right. Because I feel like this back tattoo was not all filled out even. I feel like it was smaller, but I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. But if he just had that one back tattoo across his back, and that's what stood out. But man, like, so how do I describe what I'm about to say here? Now, I've said this a million times that I became a wrestling fan probably late 97, early 98. Sting was the world champion. I was only really watching WCW at first. I didn't start watching the World Wrestling Federation till the summer of, 98? So those guys that were in the Attitude Era, in the Monday Night Wars, like, they were already established, most of them, like from either the golden era or the new generation, like the 80s, early 90s. They were already established people. Guys like Randy Orton, guys like John Cena, the OVW class of people, even guys like Edge even. Like, they are wrestlers that, these are like the first crop of wrestlers that I watched their whole careers from start to finish. So Randy Orton, like, started his career in WWE in 2002-ish? And now his career's probably almost over. So this is the first time that I've actually watched someone's full career, pretty much. I mean, yeah, some people's careers come to an end sooner, but Randy's been in the business for 20 plus years? So that's really interesting. Like, just watching someone just like evolve over time. And there was a time where I actually quit watching wrestling for a little while, probably late high school, because you're doing high school things, job, working, girlfriends, whatever it is. So you're not really paying attention as much. And I kind of quit watching wrestling probably for like a good amount of time between 2007 to about 2010. And I didn't see these guys for a long time. So the next time I see Randy, he goes from looking like this to being a whole different person. Full on sleeves, all that. He's all tanned, ripped. He's already ripped, but he was like extra ripped. So I don't know, it was crazy, but yeah, this is your Randall. Obviously, you got the articulation of the classic Ultimate Edition figure, right? Look at that. Zoom in a little bit. I'm already zoomed in. What am I thinking? Look at that. We got the blue trunk. Not my favorite trunks. Not the blue trunks aren't my. I remember when I think of Randy Orton, like Evolution or Young Randall, I always think of the black tights with, like, I don't know, the white and the red outlines. That's the Randy I always think of. But I do remember the blue. I also think of, like, the purple, like the purplish attire too. He liked to wear that during Evolution times, but I could see this. But yeah, let's look at some of the accessories that RKO comes with. Let's check it out. So obviously we got 2 Randall Keith Orton head sculpts here. I mean, this one, all sorts of things could be happening here. I'm not going to say the first one I'm thinking, but it looks like he's getting his ass whooped. The SmackDown is getting laid down on Randy Orton. It looks like he's like going to throw up. He's all tired out. He's sad because someone's about to whoop his ass. And here, see, this is probably the head sculpt you'd use. This looks pretty dang good. Typical Randy Orton looking like a freaking douchebag. Apparently Randy Orton used to be a problem in the locker room, and it looks like he was back in his younger years. But these are the extra head sculpts you get. 2 extra head sculpts. We got the Evolution. Evolution! Can't even do it. Evolution shirt. Which, I don't know. Did he really wear the Evolution shirt? Maybe. He might have came out with the shirt on sometimes. But usually when he came out, he was just coming out with the belt on. That's it. Every once in a while, he probably wore this. Maybe he did for promos, maybe. And on the back, what's it say? It's a WrestleMania 20 shirt, authentic products. He probably wore this out to the ring at WrestleMania 20, maybe. But that might not be a fact either. And then we have an old school version. Now this isn't no one really talks about this version of the Intercontinental title, but this is the Attitude title that they introduced during, Attitude Era. I'm pretty sure The Rock might have been the first person to have it, because they had the one before this that Cody brought back with the white strap, but I'm pretty sure Rock had this. And then Rock and Triple H were fighting over this. I always liked this design. I always thought it was cool. I mean, it is kind of basic looking if you're looking back on it. But the funny thing about this is that this is a WrestleMania 20 Randy, and really it was between WrestleMania 20 and 21 when I kind of quit watching it, and probably right after WrestleMania 21, probably right around that time I quit watching because I just couldn't watch it. I didn't even have cable, and I was going to school, so I couldn't even really watch wrestling anyways. I mean, I could, but I still played the games because I got SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. I remember. And I didn't get 2009, but I got every single one after that. So I quit watching wrestling from about right after WrestleMania 21. No, I'd say it's more like right after WrestleMania 22, because I was off and on with it. Like, if I was happened to be home, I'd watch it, but I was not catching every single episode of Raw or SmackDown like I used to. And actually, at that time, I don't know, I was one of those people that only had, like, access to Raw for the longest time, so I was all about Monday Night Raw. So it was like Evolution and all that, RVD and whatnot. But eventually I had both channels, but by then it's like I couldn't even really watch anyways, and I didn't really care. But yeah, probably right after WrestleMania 22 or John Cena vs. Triple H, I kind of quit watching. Like, I knew about some of the things that were happening, but yeah, then I started watching hardcore. Literally the day I started watching wrestling again was WrestleMania, right the night after WrestleMania 26. So that was probably a good 4 years into me not watching wrestling, which is sad because I missed out on a lot of Randy, Batista, Edge stuff, Cena stuff. So that's kind of sad because that was like peak those guys. But yeah, like, because I remember when I tuned in, it was the Raw after WrestleMania 26, so it's like no more Shawn Michaels. So that was kind of depressing. It was like, damn, I missed Shawn Michaels' whole return run, basically. But yeah, this is your Randall. And then besides this, what are we getting here? We got extra hands. You know what those hands are right there. That's the pose, the signature pose. And then we got some fists. That's it. That's what you get with your Randy Orton. Now I have to ask the question. Like, since we're getting Evolution Randy, I mean, now we gotta have Evolution Batista. We gotta have Evolution H. Because we have a couple what? I'm pretty sure we have 2 Triple H Attitude Era versions. Now we have a DX Triple H from about 2009, maybe 2006 or 2009, somewhere in between there. We got 2 Attitude Era Triple H's. But we don't have it like a Ruthless Aggression. Well, we do with the DX Triple H, I guess. But we do not have like a Evolution Triple H. They could have came out with a whole 4-pack. That would have been cool. But Evolution, because that would be cool. But yeah, this is your Randall Keith Orton. If you like this content, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And we will be back in here to bring you some new WWE Ultimate Edition or perhaps video game figure unboxing videos. So RXR, Randall Keith Orton, we'll see you on the next one.